Before we get into today's video, I wanted to let you guys know that there is a ground versus air event on Discord between Clash Communities Clash News Hub and HWCWL War League. So if you want to sign up for that, make sure you do not miss the signups. The link to that will be down below. Hey, welcome back you guys. Sorry I've been a little slow on the uploads recently. I've just been extremely busy with applying for universities and playoffs for hockey, so I apologize for that, and hopefully if I can, I'll be able to start uploading more frequently once again. And I've got some really cool video ideas coming up, so I really do look forward to making those once I have the time. And before we start, drop a like on this video, and if it gets 3,000 likes, I'll do my best to make time and make those videos as soon as possible. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into today's video of all the best troop and hero concepts of all time in Clash of Clans. So these concepts are going to be in no specific order, but at the end of the video, comment down below and let me know which one was your favorite. So the first one is going to be a troop called the Ranger. This troop concept was done by the infamous Vovvovzen, and in a way he's sort of like the Witch, but has like a whole different thing to him. So let's just go ahead, check out his stats and his description, and then we'll get into a bit more about him. So anyways, he does 80 damage per second and then has 550 health. He's going to be an elixir troop and he's not going to take too long to train. He's going to target pretty much anything, and then he's a single targeting troop. He's going to take up 7 space, and he's going to move as fast as pretty much every other troop in the game. So his description is as follows. Beware, this guy is both sneaky and clever. The Ranger is what they call him, and he figured out the technique to clone himself, and now that's clever. So basically, he's in a way kind of like a single targeting melee witch. So what his special ability is he's going to be able to clone himself over and over again, just creating replicas of himself. But the thing about his clones is they are going to be much weaker, as in health-wise, but they are going to actually be doing the same amount of damage. So if you have him behind tanks or anything like that, he's going to be a really great troop for your army, and he's going to be like another addition similar to the Witch. So imagine having a full army of just Rangers and then Witches, and how OP that could be. But anyways, like I said, they are kind of fragile, so if you take out the spawner, like the original Ranger, then his clones will be practically useless. So anyways, his description for his clones are: the Ranger creates a clone of himself. The clone has fewer hit points, but it doesn't disappear unless it gets taken out by a defense. So pretty much like I said, just like the Witch, and not exactly like the clone spell, because the clone spell does disappear after a certain amount of time. So this one is probably one of my favorite troop concepts, because I could actually really see this added into the game. That whole clone concept is really neat. But there is another version or like variation to this troop that I like even more, and that one is called the Royal Giant. And the reason I really enjoy this one is because I could actually see this added into the game, and also it looks absolutely really cool. It actually does look like it is in the game already just from this concept alone. But anyways, so like the Royal Giant in Clash Royale, he's going to have a little cannon attached to him, and he's going to stand a ways back and be able to fire at the defenses from a few tiles away, which is pretty neat and really unique to the game, because as of right now, we only have melee targeting, like defense destroying troops. Like the Golem, he has to be up close and personal with the defenses, and he'll smash them from there. The Giants, the Hog Rider, the Balloons, they have to be right on top of them. We don't have any troops that target defenses from a range, except for the Ice Wizard, but that is only a limited time troop. But anyways, the Royal Giant is going to do 65 damage at a time, 520 health, and he's going to be a Dark Elixir troop, so that's pretty neat. He's going to take up 5 housing space, just like the Giant, and he does do a bit less damage than the Giant and have a little less health than them. But that makes up for his range, since he's able to fire over those walls and destroy those defenses. And his description is as follows: destroying enemy buildings with his massive cannon is his job. Making a raggedy blonde beard look good is his passion. So that there is probably my second favorite concept of all, because that one, like I said, I can actually see that added into the game. Let me know what you guys think of the Royal Giant. I think it's really cool, and I also really enjoy how Vov didn't actually just take a picture of the Royal Giant from Clash Royale and just paste it in here. He actually like added a bunch of armor to him. He added the cannonball, and then he also added I think that is the cannon cart from the builder base that he added under his arm. So that is really neat as well. And then next up we have the Dwarf. And he's basically, in a way, just like a goblin on steroids. And what his ability is that whenever he's really low on health, that's when he's going to pretty much get a personal rage effect where he's going to do a lot more damage and then also move a lot quicker. So that is pretty neat, and like I said, he's a goblin on steroids, so he's going to target loot, like resource buildings, like the collectors, and then apparently now the Town Hall too, since that holds loot, the Clan Castle, and then the storages as well. It'll make farming attacks a lot better, and then he's also going to do a lot more damage and move faster than the goblins, obviously, and he's also going to, in return, take up more space in your army camp. But it's going to be a lot better against splash damage too, because he's going to have a lot more health than the goblin, so he's not going to die to pretty much like anything. So it'll add some variety to our different attacks, and he also does look decently cool, I guess. This was also a much older concept done like way back, I think at least like 3 years ago, so that is pretty neat. And you can see how much the concepts have evolved since then. Before it was just like copy and pasting pictures of like dwarfs from other games and stuff into this, but now people are actually like Vovson are actually like completely photoshopping absolutely everything and making these troops from scratch. Like, go ahead and take a look at this next concept. This one is called the Reptilian, and just look at this. This troop used to be the minion, and then he changed absolutely everything on it, making it look like a completely new troop. But anyways, this new troop is going to be a really fragile troop that dishes out a lot of damage, and is going to add some like variation to our Barch attacks. So if you take a look at his damage, he does 148 damage, but he only has 68 health. And he's also only going to take up one spot in our army camps, so that's going to really maybe even bring back the Barch meta, but we'll have to wait and see. So he's a melee troop that dishes out tons and tons of damage, and like I said, he only takes up one space, so he's going to be definitely worth it if you can protect him. And his description is as follows. This native hunter fought for many years alongside the goblin horde. Finally joining his relatives the minions, these pesky troops are here to put up a fight. Fragile but powerful melee troops. And their favorite target are also going to be Inferno Towers and Teslas. I actually personally added that in, but I'm not sure if that would be a good idea or not. Maybe they could just be like a barbarian and attack anything that is closest to them. But let me know what you guys think about that. I personally don't like the Inferno and Tesla Tower idea anymore. I did when I like created this little concept thing, when I put like the stats together, but now that I'm kind of looking back on it, I don't really like the idea of them only targeting Inferno Towers and Teslas. But anyways, like I said, let me know what you guys think, and I also made a story origin video on these Reptilians. It was like a combined story with the Goblin King, the Reptilian, and then the minions, the origin of all of those guys. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and take a look at it in my story playlist. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Alright, and this next one is not actually a new troop, it's actually a brand new hero, and it's called the Spellcaster. And his name is pretty self-explanatory. He basically spawns random spells around the map every few seconds or so. If we go ahead, just take a look at his stats. First off, he does 76 damage, has 1,200 health, and he has different abilities that you can unlock further on, where he spawns spells more often. And the really unique thing about his attack is he's actually sort of similar to the Electro Wizard from Clash Royale, where he targets multiple defenses at once. So once he sends out his like lightning bolt attack, it'll hit that first building and then bounce off to the next one. And his favorite target is only defenses, which is really unique for heroes. And then he's also going to be able to target ground and air, and his description is as follows. Some call him the craziest of the craziest, but everyone can agree on that he is dangerous. This mad scientist zaps multiple buildings at once with his electrifying hat. And then if you take a look at his special ability, the scientist finds a random spell that he'll drop on the ground, affecting nearby units. And then as you level him up, he'll start spawning those spells more frequently. So right now at level 1, he spawns it every 18 seconds, and then maybe next level it'll be 17, then 16 and all that. And I also think that it'd be a cool idea that every time you level him up, you'll actually unlock new spells for him to drop. So maybe at level 1, he'll only drop like a poison spell or like a haste spell, something really weak like that. But then as you level him up to level 2, maybe he'll drop like an earthquake or maybe a rage spell or maybe a heal spell. And then like at the highest levels, maybe he'll drop like the really useful ones like a clone spell or maybe the rage spell would be really useful at that point. But anyways, like as he levels up, the spells that he drops will be progressively more useful. Let me know what you guys think about that. It's just something I kind of added on to Vov's concept, so I'm curious to see if you guys agree with it or not. So just let me know down in the comments below. And then, like I said, he is sort of like the Electro Wizard from Clash Royale, where he attacks multiple defenses at once. And with his spell thing, he could be really helpful and like incredibly boost your attack power, or he could be completely useless. Like for example, you're doing a Lavalunian attack and he ends up like dropping jump spells all over the map. So it is kind of a random hero, but he could possibly be really beneficial to your attacks. Anyways, these next up is 2 brand new concepts done by Vovson, but he's actually going to be releasing a video about these 2 troops and a whole brand new game mode that comes along with it. It's going to be really cool and I can't wait to talk about it, but as of right now I can't talk too much about it, so stay tuned for that on his channel and mine as well. But anyways, basically one of them is a skeleton crab and then the other one is the skeleton king, and they look really cool, so I can't wait to see what else is in store for that. Anyways, moving on to the next one. This one is called the Yeti, and he's basically like an ice wizard where he'll freeze defenses and other buildings. And this was actually made a really long time ago. It's the earliest concept I can actually remember ever seeing. I remember seeing it on the Facebook forums, I believe it was, and everyone was like liking it and saying, add this to the game, please, please, Supercell. But as you can see, his stats are a bit different, and like he takes 20 minutes to train, which is unheard of now, since everything only takes like 5 or 10 minutes at max. And then he costs 300 dark elixir, and then he's gonna have area splash, and he targets ground and air. Not too much to be said about this guy, but I just thought I'd throw it in there anyway, since it is one of the first ones I do remember. But anyways, moving on to the last one. This one is called the BattleBot, and it's actually for the builder base, and in a way they basically act like the barbarians, where they are melee troops that just run around, and these sneaky robots built by none other than the master builder, and they are made to destroy. So that is their description right there, and I think it'd be also really cool if they added a feature where every time you use the battle machine's ability, so you can use it like 3 times in one attack, or however many times you gotta use it before he dies, and then every time you use that ability, some of these little guys will spawn and help him destroy and take out the base. And then this last concept here is called the Wizard Apprentice. I made a full dedicated video on this a long time ago because it looks so real that I actually thought it was going to be added into the game, but it turns out it sadly is not. But just I don't really have too much to say on this, since it is really just like a really powerful wizard, but I'll just go ahead and let you guys take a look at it because the art on this is absolutely incredible. As you can probably tell, it does look absolutely stunning, and it's totally believable that like Supercell would have actually made this. But sadly it is not actually coming into the game, and probably never will be. But anyways, that is going to wrap it up for my all-time favorite concepts for troops and heroes. If you want to see the same video but on the best buildings and defense concepts of all time, then make sure you smash that like button down below and let me know in the comments what you guys think. And like I said, if this video gets 3,000 likes, I'll get right to work on pushing out more frequent videos for you guys. Lots of great ones that I can't wait to make for you guys, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that. And anyways, until next time, peace out.